Hello everyone and welcome to Unit 2. How do changes in price affect how goods and services are distributed in a market economy? In other words, let me ask you guys this. Have you ever wondered why does stuff cost what stuff costs? Why is a pair of Jordans $200 when a pair of a different brand basketball shoes might be $100 versus some shoes at Walmart or Kmart might be $50? Why is it that the iPhone 17 costs $500 yet you can get the Motorola Model B for $50? Why does stuff cost what stuff costs? Why is a men's haircut $10 yet a woman's haircut is like $120? I made that number up. I have no idea. I just know women spend more on their hair. All right, so this is Unit 2. We are basically figuring out, economically speaking, why stuff costs what stuff costs. I'd like to show you our standard down there. Define supply, demand, quantity supplied, quantity demanded, and graphically illustrate situations that would cause changes in each and demonstrate how the equilibrium price of a product is determined by the interaction of supply and demand in the marketplace. That is an absolute mouthful. Wow, I almost ran out of breath saying that. So with that one particular standard, we're going to be working on this one standard for about 3 weeks. There is a lot going on here. So within 3 weeks, let's get started. All right, we have 2 LEQs for this video. How does the principle of voluntary exchange operate in a market economy? And what is demand and what does the law of demand state? Now, I'd like to point out this small picture down here to you guys. I'm going to spend about a week and a half explaining this arm right here. I'll spend about another week and a half explaining this arm right here. And finally, I'll spend a few days explaining this little leprechaun with the level up here. This image is not going to make sense to you until we have completed Unit 2, but I'm going to have it on almost every homework video for the next several weeks as you guys will gradually begin to understand what this represents. So let's jump into it. All right, voluntary exchange. Here is the economic definition, if you will. It is a transaction in which a buyer and seller exercise their economic freedom by working out their own terms of exchange. Now, guys, think about this. Why is it, how is it that I can walk into a store, hand someone $20 or a debit card or credit card, and I can exchange my money for a product? Now, the buyer and the seller must believe that they will be better off or richer or happier after the exchange than before. So when I go in and buy a $200 pair of Jordans, I believe that by exchanging that $200, I will be happier by acquiring that pair of Jordans. And the seller of those Jordans, whether it be Foot Locker, Champs, wherever you get Jordans from, will be happier too because they made a profit. Now, that all seems pretty simple, but there's a way that we study this idea of voluntary exchange. Again, why does stuff cost what stuff costs? The way economists study that is called supply and demand. So, what is demand? Now, I have to point out a misconception. When I say demand in class, here's what you guys are thinking about, the dictionary definition. An insistent and sometimes harsh request as if made by right. So we are not talking about that type of demand in class. So it's not like I demand you to do your work. I demand you to watch these homework videos. Demand in economics, just like so many other terms, has a special meaning. So here's the definition I need you to know for demand in economics. It is a consumer's, that is you and I buying stuff, willingness and ability to buy a product. Those 2 criteria must be met. A consumer's willingness and ability. If you are just willing to buy something but you're not able, it doesn't count as demand. If you are able to buy something but not willing, it doesn't count as demand in economics. You have to be both willing and able. And we'll be doing examples of that in class over the next few days. All right. Now here is the law of demand. So we have what demand is, a consumer's willingness and ability to purchase a product, and there is a law. I guarantee you guys that you're going to remember this the rest of your life because you're going to hear me say it and you yourself are going to say it probably 500 times over the course of the next month. All right. So the law of demand. As price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. As price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. Guys, does that not make sense? Think about this. As things get more and more expensive, people buy less and less of them. As things get cheaper and cheaper, consumers demand, let me use more economically appropriate terms, consumers demand more of them. As price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. As price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. Alright guys, so this was a very quick crash course video, intro to demand. Your understanding of this concept is going to deepen as we move through homework videos the next several nights. So here's our LEQ in review. How does the principle of voluntary exchange operate in a market economy? That's basically the definition of voluntary exchange. It is a transaction in which a buyer and seller exercise their economic freedom by working out their own terms of exchange. Foot Locker, under their own willingness, they decided that it's a fair price. They can make a profit at $200 for a pair of Jordans. And I, by myself, the government did not tell me, Foot Locker did not tell me. I said, you know what? I'm willing and able to buy Jordans for $200 as they are going to bring me happiness. All right, number two. Number two is the most important LEQ. That's going to be what we're working with for the next several days. What is demand and what does the law of demand state? Again, demand is a consumer's willingness and ability to purchase a good or service, and the law of demand. As price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. As price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you all in class.